All right, y'all, I'm ready to get canceled. So, we're here to talk about the top 10 best ultimates in Grand Cross. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to go back into eras and saying when this character was good. I'm trying to see, like, if their ultimate is good today, essentially, what's his bringing to the table and whatnot. Like, in terms of damage as well, how it's impacting the fight, all that good stuff. So, without further ado, go ahead and smash the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, all that good stuff. Now, I didn't put every single character into this tier list. I literally just went through Grand Cross database and picked like, ooh, this character's ultimate good, this character's ultimate good. And I've been doing all these obscure showcases and I've been saying, oh, this character might be top 10 in terms of ultimate and whatnot. Today, I finally actually put it into action. So we have an honorable mention tab. So I will leave a link to this in the description. So if you want to make it or add to the tier list as well, at me on Twitter. Make the tier list, add me on Twitter. I want to see you guys' tier list and tell me, Davo, you're tweaking about having this character here and there. No, please tell me, please. I'm here to interact with y'all. So in terms of honorable mention, we will start off with Shalltear because I feel like her ultimate's pretty good. Now, reading off of it, I have it over here on the second tab, but I don't want to show y'all the tabs to see what I got open. We can just read it off essentially. She increases her all of her stats. I thought it was just like basic stats. She increases all of her stats by 30% for 2 turns. This is 662. I have all these characters 66, so I'm going to be reading off at 66. And increase all of her stats by 30% for 2 turns. Then inflicts damage equal to 600% of attack on all enemies and life steals 50% of damage. Dope. You might be thinking, Naval, that's stupid. But in combination of a relic, if you do an AoE with her beforehand, like an infect, that applies bleed. And then she restores allies' HP by 30% of the hero's damage dealt to bleeding enemies if you do that before her ultimate. So not only is she increasing her own stats, she's self-sustaining the entire team. She's getting Heroes Arena, all that good stuff, man. She's just a peach, just a peach. Honorable mention number 1 gone. Number 2 honorable mention Rimuru. Rimuru is like high-key not slept on. He slept on for me because when I used him like a while ago, I was actually shocked that bro does increase his like basic stats. I had completely forgot bro increases basic stats, and then once he gets his Pierce buff, and then obviously you got his ultimate and whatnot, bro is like, what are you doing to him? Like his Pierce rate goes to increases by 130%. That in combination of just dropping an absolute bomb on you and then essentially doing death to everybody else if you live, that's stupid. And then on top of that too, he gets damage reduction, so he has some not sustainability, just he becomes decently good at tanking. Now the reason he's an honorable mention, you might be thinking, Dave, well, that's like a crazy ultimate. Nah, because if you have a buff stripper, you could just easily just get rid of that and then Abyss is just like gone. But first of all, you gotta nuke it, but that's why bro is an honorable mention tier. Moving on to the next honorable mention. Now Fumi is going to be an honorable mention because 1, single target, so it's not really doing the most amount of damage, but it is a guaranteed one-shot KO. Bro is literally Little Mac and Smash. like he can easily kill you, especially if you get like a level 2 stance. Don't even get me fantasizing. Don't even get me, oh brother, don't even, I'm salivating at the thought. But if you get like a level 3 stance, easy kill. 6/6 Gilda with her ultimate buff. I kid you not, like it's stupid. Plus he's lowering all stats. That is helpful. So if the person lives, it was just crazy. He does lower what is it, applies what, 5% all stats decrease for 2 turns. It's not 5%. It's like, I have the game open. Obviously, I made this tier list for Escanor, but I do have the game open. Let me pull up now Fumi real quick because Grand Cross database is just saying it's 5, and I know it's not. 30% lowers all stats by 30%. They have yet to even increase this on the other ones. I think with was it Purgatory? No, Trader Meliodas, his is 30% too at 6/6, but his has a higher multiplier because it's single target. But yeah, lowering their all stats is good because if Naofumi was in that stance and he put all stat lower on somebody other than somebody who can be stat lower, like Escanor, Goddesses, that's going all out the window. People who can be lowered, right? They ain't doing nothing to him. They weren't gonna do nothing to him regardless because he had a stance up, but like they really ain't doing nothing after that. So let's go ahead, open back up the tier list. Moving on from Naofumi, we have a Gelda. I feel like her ultimate is really well, especially if you can get it off and it's just her left on the field. She can easily get you like some wins. 1v3 style, 1v4 style even, bro. I've seen it happen in VC with the homie Giaxis, man. He's probably watching this tier list thing and like, yeah, Dave, oh yeah, spit. Yeah, she's crazy. She's crazy. Has full like range of full capability of coming back, especially if you get her ultimate. So she increases her HP related stats by 30% for 2 turns and inflicts damage equal to 100. No way. 100%. That's crazy. 100% of the hero's max HP. So since she's increasing her max HP, you can basically guarantee one shot, just like Naofumi. They're not 10. They're actually like this. I think I'm gonna go with. I'll go with Gelda over Naofumi. The ranking really don't matter, but just in this instance right here, I think I like hers more because people can self-cleanse nowadays. You know, you got teams that can rank up, cleanse, DK Melee who can get rid of that debuff. But Gelda buff, it's up to you buff stripping that, and most people don't have buff strips up on their teams and whatnot. So moving on, Gelda and honorable mention, we have LR Escanor. Yes, sir. His ultimate is just downright dastardly dirty. It feels so personal, bro. But essentially, inflicts, when you got Fate Ultimate, inflicts damage equal to 1400, which is crazy. It's 1440. 1440, literally, ladies and gentlemen, and ignores the enemy's crit resistance. 100% crit resistance. Not all of it. In Grand Cross, it's weird. It's not all your crit resistance. I can have like 180 crit resist, and then I'll have basically 80 crit resist if he ultimate. So he gonna crit essentially. So moving on, his is kind of straightforward, just one punch style. Moving on, we got Data Zahar. Now, when he came out, obviously, ladies and gentlemen, he was easily counterable by what was it? What link was that? That's the Rosa link. Yeah, you could easily just like buff strip him and whatnot. But I feel like the things have settled for him. People aren't running that link anymore. So if you do want to use him, I feel like his ultimate still is very good. So he increases his own crit damage by 150% for 2 turns and inflicts sever damage. So it's a guaranteed crit essentially. Because I'll tell you why it's a guaranteed crit. Once you get King's Decision, he increases his crit damage by yada yada by 1% for every 1% of diminished HP, and then increases crit chance by 100%. He already has like over 100% base, and then with that King's Decision buff, he has like 200%, and then he has Sever. That's like 600% crit chance, y'all. Like he gonna crit. I kid you not. Inflicts Sever damage equal to 500% of attack on all enemies, and then applies immortality. The reason I even mentioned this guy, it's not because of damage. Yeah, sure, damage has a big part of it, but like after that, what are you doing to him? I mean, yeah, LR Escanor can buff strip him and whatnot, but chances are you're not running him. You're running like Eternal Sunshine. He got immortality. What exactly are you doing to him? And that's why I thought I'd mention him. So moving on to the next honorable mention, Reinhardt. Believe it or not, this old ass unit. I recently did use him, and I feel like his ultimate is actually like passable and good enough to like be ran in today's like state of the game. So excluding effect apply. What excluding effects applies to the unique effect. Basically every turn he gets a random buff, right? But on his ultimate at 6/6, you get all of those buffs from his passive. So you apply one of the following buffs: 50% damage dealt, 25% to all stats, 1 evade, 1 debuff immunity, and you have immortality, so you cannot die. It cannot be buff stripped. These are not buffs. These are great buffs, ladies and gentlemen. He has that for 1 turn, and then inflicts damage equal to 20% of the hero. Well, no, not damage. It's 35% of the hero's max HP to all enemies. So 35%, you might be thinking, Dave, that's low, but with that damage dealt and that increased all stats, bro is killing. He'll get the job done. So moving on to the next honorable mention. This is a huge portion, y'all. A huge portion of the video. I think I might go ahead and slide this guy up to honorable mention. I didn't want to put him in the top 10 just because of one reason. We all are familiar with Erlar Lost Vein. Secret Technique can go crazy, but it's just that. Secret Technique. He would probably be in top 10 if it wasn't solely up to just RNG. What if you don't have Lost Vein cards after you got his ultimate? Yeah, you could say, Dave, oh, well, you can like save like a card and just use this level 3 fill. But hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. What if you did that? You got the fill and you didn't get, and after you got your ultimate, you didn't get any more LV cards. It was just like your hand was like full of like other like go through or whatever team you were running cards. Then what? Maybe if it was just himself and the rest of your team died and you had a full hand with his ultimate, then I can hear you out and say he'd probably be like top 10. But just because of that RNG, he got to be mentioned as honorable mention for me specifically. And then last for the honorable mention section, I will go Albedo. I think it really don't matter. I'll just put her in a tier. So Albedo increases her crit chance by, it's not 50%, is it? I can open her up real quick just to see. It says 50%, but I don't believe that. Grand Card Database be kind of fooling me sometimes. Also, I was gonna play like the ultimate animations in the video, but I feel like that'd be too much. So let me see this. Oh yeah, it is 50%. So increase the hero's crit chance by 50% and crit damage at 1/6 is 60%, but at 6/6 it goes to 130% for 2 turns, and then inflicts coil damage equal to 350%. Well, 500% of attack on all enemies. That in combination with all the basic stats she has on her team with Nanashi, all the buffs you can get. Well, first of all, you put up a stance, it's gonna hit hard. If it won't kill y'all, she gets those 2 buffs that gives her extra damage reduction, right? Nanashi too, they not critting her. With all the buffs she has, with this crit chance and crit damage buff, if somebody lives and they attack into her counter, they're mincemeat. They're done. It's over. You won. Congratulations, y'all. You won the game. So that is gonna conclude the honorable mention portion of this video. So let's get into the actual meat and potatoes of the tier list, y'all. 1 to 10. So I'm telling y'all now, 9 to 10 is going to be 3 units. 10 is going to be tied for 2 units. So we have at 10 Bobo Melly and Estarossa at 10. Estarossa, let's go over Estarossa real quick. You know what? No. Wait, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it's gonna be tied for 10. You know what? No. Tied at 10 is gonna be Bobo Melly and Eternal Sunshine Escanor. So let's read Eternal Sunshine Escanor's not passive. His ultimate, I feel like it's very similar to Bobo Melly's actually. So increases all stats. This is Escanor's. Increases all stats by 30% for 2 turns. Cool. And then inflicts Hellfire damage equal to 750% of attack. Hellfire ignores 80% defense related stats. That's basically his ult. His ult passive does help cap off like the enemy's HP, but we're not really looking into that. We're really just looking at like what he does when he does the ultimate. And then moving on to Purgatory Mellies, I feel like it's similar, although Escanor has like all stats on his side, but Bobo Melly inflicts Magic Burst, which ignores 60% crit resist, and then 120 crit defense. Who gave him that shit? I'm still thinking about it to this day. And then inflicts damage equal to 750% of attack on all enemies, and then suppress damage taken on oneself for 2 turns. At 6/6, he can. You essentially can't one-shot him. You got to use 2 skills to kill him, and then it's for 2 turns. That's why I think he has a edge over Escanor. Escanor does get some all stats, but I feel like they're essentially doing the same thing. But Escanor, he's ignoring 80% of defense related. Meanwhile, he's ignoring 120% of the thing that matters. Crit resist is like fine and dandy, yet it makes you have the ability to crit, but it's not really. If they have crit defense, you're not really doing as much as you can. And since he's ignoring 120%, I feel like that makes him worthy of being in top 10 ultimates. So Moving on to number 9, we got Estarossa. Yes, yes, yes. Let me close these tabs. Estarossa. You might be thinking, David, you're tweaking. I'm not tweaking, bro. Decrease all enemies attack. Well, first of all, he increases every stat. Not every stat. It's attack, defense, and HP at 6/6. Max decreases basic stats by 30%, and then he does resonance. Resonance damage is 15% damage for every buff, debuff, and stance on the enemy. So since he does apply debuffs, and he does get basic stat stacks from darkness stacks on the team. So if your team did a lot of AoEs and put darkness on everybody, his ceiling is limitless. Limitless, I promise you. Plus, the only reason he is this low, he would be high. But the only reason he is this low is because he's Estarossa and he's kind of like squishy and not what he used to be. But I still think if you get it off, let's just say your Estarossa lived and you got ultimate. Congratulations, bro. You won. So moving on to, let me close these 3 because we just covered 3. It's funny how Eternal Sunshine is 10, like literally at the bottom of the list. He barely made the list. Moving on, we got Flame of Life Escanor. So let's do this ultimate. First of all, at 6/6, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all have this guy 6/6. So you got the max amount of Final Flames. You're gonna go crazy with those crazy prominences. But that's in its passive ultimate. We're not talking about that. We're talking about his damage. He does. He does. Let me read it. Inflicts immolation damage equal to 750% of attack on all enemies. Just that. We're just looking at that. And immolation is 1.2% additional damage for every percent of the hero's remaining HP. 1.2% of additional damage for every percent of the hero's diminished HP. So if you full or if you dead, he is hitting hard no matter what. Don't let you have no Final Flames. You get your ultimate with those Final Flames, bro. Congratulations, yo. You won. You won. You won. You won. Immolation got to be one of the most stupid things to ever be introduced into the game. I don't even know why this Escanor has it. I believe he has it on his single target, and that's why his single target is so good. He's low, he hits hard. He's high, he hits hard. That is on his single target. But they in turn they made his ultimate kind of like lackluster. Even his AoE is okay. It does have pierce, so it's not really gonna be doing immense damage at like rank 2 and 3, but it can do the job. It can get the job done. So that is number 8. Let's go ahead and move on to number 7. Transcendent Bond. So let's read this ultimate. Increases the damage dealt by damage dealt by 40% for each debuff on the target. Then inflicts Power Strike, which is additional damage equal to the enemy's resistance. Damage equal to 600% of attack on all enemies. If participating in battle, the hero's attack-related stats increase by 3% up to 9% for every attack-related stat decrease on the enemy. So he doesn't have to affect them. The attack lowers don't have to affect the enemy team, right? So you have teams like Eternal Sunshine, Escanor, Goddesses who can't be affected by it. But as long as they are on them, he is going to be hitting hard. And then I swear bro had like resonance, but am I tweaking? Oh, yeah, it's right here. Let me just rotate this over. Damage increase multiplier by 40%, right? This is what this, it goes from 5 to 40. And then attack related stats multiplier, it goes to 30%, right? At 4/6, well, at 6/6, effect becomes buff, debuffs, and stances. So essentially, he gets resonance at 6/6. So in combination of having resonance and power strike, you can see why bro is on this list. Just absolute stupidity. So there you have it. 7 and 8 are covered. It's kind of crazy the jump between Light Escanor and Light Bond, but it's this right here. This is like miles. These guys, these ultimates are all good, but the jump is crazy. So moving on to the sixth position, I'm gonna put Mael. Let's read this information. Remove stances from all enemies and applies 1 sunspot. Well, not one. At 6/6, he applies 3 sunspots, and they are gray debuffs, so they cannot be removed or cleansed or anything like that. And inflicts Sunspot explosion damage equal to 750% of attack. Sunspot explosion is damage dealt at 6/6 plus 50% for every Sunspot. 50, and he applies 3 at 6/6. So you get 150% damage dealt. In combination of his relic too. If you did a couple of AoEs, let's say you did a Sunspot AoE before you did his ultimate, that does increase his attack related. So with all that going on for him, you can see why. If you've played Nidhogg with Goddesses, if you played Nidhogg with Mayo, I'm pretty sure Amazing is watching this video. Please, brother, please preach to these niggas how strong Mayo ultimate is. It's just like absolute stupidity. Now, you might be thinking, Davo, you putting that over Bond? Yes, I'm putting it over Bond simply because what Sunspot does. Sunspot basically gives you doesn't it give the team damage reduction? Yeah, damage dealt minus 20%. So he puts 3 of those that can't be cleansed on the enemy. What can they do to you? You're good. GG's, you won. All right, so moving on to number 5 spot. Yes. Can y'all guess who number 5 is? You guessed it. It's Vittoria. You might be thinking, Davo, what? Vittoria? Over Bonham? Yes. We're getting to stupid levels of ultimates now, ladies and gentlemen. Like, her ultimate is so stupid. So she applies 3 Sharp Talons on the hero, and then applies Queen Protection on all enemies for 3 turns. Then inflicts spike damage equal to 450% of attack on all enemies. Simple? No, it's not simple. It does not end there. Sharp Talons, first of all, ignores. Sharp Talon, with 3 of them, ignores 15% of the target's crit resistance. That's 45% crit resistance, sure. May not be too much, but it gets stupid at Queen's Protection. The Queen's Protection increases attack-related stats by 30% and defense-related stats by 30%. Not just for her. She giving that to everybody. Everybody on the unknown team. Imagine giving that to Albedo. Imagine giving that to Gowther with his level 3 rank up and his ultimate and whatnot. Stupidity. You see why she's number 5? Ridiculous. By the time you got that, GG's, bro. You won. So, I'm telling y'all, bro, the more we go up, the more it's going to get self-explanatory. It's going to get more self-explanatory. So, moving on to number 4. Yes, sir. We got DK. Demon King. Let's go. So, he increases defense-related stats of all enemies by 50%. Defense related, I mean everything. Resistance, defense, crit defense, crit res. You might be thinking, it's not the craziest. Sonora ignores 80%, but bro, it gets better. Inflicts damage equal to 500% of attack on all enemies, and then applies Darkness. Level 4 at 6/6. So at level 1, I'll tell you what it is. Darkness at level 1 disables. No, I don't think it specifies. I'll just read it at 6/6. So if you have it at 6/6, you have Darkness level 4. Disables buff and debuffs, and disables. Wait, whoa. Oh, it's telling me the slashes here. It's kind of like messing me up here reading this. Look, it's telling me the slashes there. So at 1/6, just disables buffs and debuffs. At 2/6, disables buffs, debuffs, and attack skills. And then at level 3, disables everything except ults. And then at level 4, disables all skills, including ults. You see why he's stupid? At 6/6, you can't do nothing. You won. The ruler, he's here. Top 4 ultimate. But I kid you not, ladies and gentlemen, there are better ultimates than this. And literally at 6/6, you can't play the game. Now, I gotta tell y'all this right here and right now. I don't know how long we're into the video, but I'm saying these are the best ultimates. But if you can even get an ultimate off in today's state of the game, but if you even see somebody merge an ultimate, just quit. What are you playing the game for? Why are you sitting there taking that abuse, bro? It's fine. You probably won't even be able to see the ultimates, but just know if you get them, the person probably finna forfeit. So moving on to number 3, you know who I have? I got Gowther. Now, if you watched any of my recent showcases recently, you know I can't absolutely stand Gowther. Every time I use him, I'm like, Gowther. And then when I get his ultimate, I'll be like, you know what, Gowther, you all right. Bro, I hate Gowther with all of my being. but his ultimate is something that Jesus Christ has personally crafted. I kid you not, y'all. So he applies peaceful protection on all enemies for 3 turns. Peaceful protection. Basic stats increase by 30% and increase the hero's skill ranks when removed. So if somebody buff strips that off of me, I'll rank up. If it goes away, I'll rank up. And he's giving 30% to everybody else. And then he inflicts pulverized damage equal to 650% of attack on all enemies. And then it gets better. It gets better. It gets better. At 6/6 or even at 2/6, you can blockade the enemy. Blockade the enemy when it matters. Now I know you might be thinking, Davo, if I have him 2/6 and I just blockade him and the enemy has DK Meliodas, he can just cleanse it. I guarantee you, DK Meliodas is not living. if you follow up with anything after that ultimate, even at 2/6, I guarantee you go through ult, you follow up, you do a Gowther single target. I guarantee you Gowther is killing that DK Melee. So that is who I have at number 3. Moving on to top 2, y'all. It was hard. 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 I think as soon as I make the first move, y'all gonna know who number 1 is. So at number 2, DK Meliodas. At number 1 is Chaos Arthur. I know Uncle Davo might be tripping. He might be tripping, but hear me out. So let's go over the ultimates. What's going on here? Let me just make it full screen. So his ultimate increases the hero's stats by 30%, applies 3 Dark Seeds to the enemy, every one of them, because it's AoE, and then inflicts Doom. Doom is, what the heck is that? Oh, 2 times crit chance, so basically a guaranteed crit, plus 20% damage dealt for every Dark Seed on the enemy. Well, wait, every Dark Seed, for every seed of the end on the enemy, so those purple discs on the enemy, right? That's what, 180 damage dealt. It's stupid, right? And then inflicts damage equal to 500% of attack on all enemies. This is the passive, but what if the heroes participate in battle or associated commandment activates? If the hero has the protection of the Demon King, their crit defense increases by 8%. What? Protection of Demon King removes 1 debuff from allies at the start of turn. The hero gains dark energy effect. Crit defense. Oh, right. Those are the black orbs. What am I saying? What the heck? This has nothing to do. This is part of his passive. But the fact, first of all, he's putting the discs on the enemy, right? So they have a stance. They don't know more after I do the ultimate. It's basically guaranteed killing everybody. He's increasing his all stats. Don't let you have what's it called? All creation. All creation with this all stats increase. Stupidity. It's done. It's over. You won. Congratulations. Even if you had this guy at like 2/6. When I used this guy at 1/6, I believe, I felt like this. I was using. I'm sorry I use this like analogy again, but I literally felt like I was using Jesus Christ when I was talking to one of my friends in Discord, Blazifer. He was asking me. I think it was a while ago. He was asking like, "Oh, should he summon for DK Meliodas?" Because he didn't know whether or not to summon to him, summon for him. And I literally told him verbatim. I said, this guy is Jesus Christ and got your format. Like what can he do? Literally, he's cleansing the team. He's an awesome DPS. He gonna take care of you. He gonna set you straight. And you might be thinking, Devil, you just glaze this man to all eternity. How can it get better from here? I'll tell you how. Chaos Arthur. Chaos Arthur. Now, like I said, y'all have full reign to tell me in the comment section if I'm tweaking. You can make your own tier list. At me on Twitter, please let me know your list in the comment section. Do whatever you gotta do, man. If you're in any Discord that any Discord server that I'm in, if you're in my server, amazing server, you can ping me in general. You can let me know what you think about my tier list or what you would change, who would be number one. But for me personally, Chaos Arthur is number one. So let's read this information. Applies Power of Chaos on all allies for 3 turns. All stats increase by 20% for everybody. For everybody. And then ultimate move damage taken decreases by 20%. 50% at 6/6. You see where I'm going? You got all stats, you got 50%, you got damage reduction. Y'all, tell me if you play Dokkan and you know you can attack, you can debuff, attack debuff a super high difficult in-game boss in Supreme Battle Spectacle, Red Zone, whatever. If you can debuff them and you got damage reduction with high defense, with your stats increasing, tell me that character isn't like top 10 in Dokkan. I kid you not. This nigga is the literal incarnation of Dokkan and Grand Cross. I kid you not. Whatever unit is good, Arthur can do it. He can do it. So, Power of Chaos on everybody for 3 turns, and it inflicts sever damage equal to 750% of attack to all enemies, and then applies 4 calls of chaos to the hero. So calls of chaos is you get the critical defense and 10% max HP. So those are the 4 squiggly buffs I always be talking about in my videos. So you get that. If somebody lives with the all stats, the damage reduction from what's it called? From ultimate moves, if let's say they merge their ultimate, you got all stats, you got the 4 squiggly buffs, you got chaos control, you got power of chaos, you're not dying. You eating it. You eating whatever. It's literally like nothing can hurt you. So if the hero is participating in battle and has power of chaos effect, the hero's damage dealt increases by 40% and damage taken decreases by 80%. So not 80, 30%. I'm tweaking. So if you're listening, it's 30%, y'all. So if he has, if the hero participating has power of chaos, that's this buff. Not to mention, with chaos control, he gets even more stupid, bro. Applies Call of Chaos. In addition, Call of Chaos is removed. Chaos control. Taunts the enemy. Max HP goes up 30% and removes 2 debuffs. That's fine. And then additional damage equal to 25%. So if you have chaos control and you have this ultimate, this is like 4 DK Meliodas. Insane, I know to say, but at the end of the day, this is my opinion, y'all. So let me know who is your top 10 ultimates in Grand Cross. Here's my list. I think I will be tweeting this out, saying like, yeah, here's my list. You can go ahead and comment. It might be rage-inducing bait, but I had to do it because I feel like I've been talking about it for a while. So that's it. Thank y'all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, smash the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, all that good stuff. Who knows? If my tier list is absolutely atrocious, maybe I can get some of the other Grand Cross content creators to react to it. Maybe Amazing, Sora, Nagato. I know Speedy's like actually doing IRL, like real life stuff, so he truly won. Really, even who knows? If this tier list is truly atrocious, add everybody you know. Add your grandmother, bro. Add every Grand Cross YouTuber, bro. Please, just do it. Peace out. Y'all stay good, and I'll see you niggas in the next one.